Okay, welcome to the meeting of the Northfield Select Board, August 11th. We're live and on camera, thanks to BNC TV and Tyler behind the camera. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock on the nose. Why don't we start, since you guys are already here, why don't you come up and let's get through this wonderful topic. Yeah, you come up too. Okay. Well, support means you have to sit right next to her too. Yeah. Okay.
You might have historical knowledge that I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourselves and the topic to the crowd at home?
Sure. I'm Jennifer Reynolds. I'm the new director of the Senior Center here in Northfield. And
I'm Meg Livingstone. I am the chair of the Council on Aging.
Great, good to have you guys.
And so we're here as a follow-up. I know prior to my arrival, Colleen had approached the board about getting an additional part-time, non-benefited position in the senior center. I've worked with the Council on Aging on a job description, and I passed it along to Andrea, who was kind enough to look it over and offer some suggestions. So we are here to look for your approval on this job description and I believe rate for grade and step.
Exactly. So it was in our packet. Have there been any changes since you guys put it in the packet?
No,
Okay.
we finished it up last week.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board on the position, on the job description?
No, we looked it over before.
No, it looked fine to me.
Yep, good.
Okay.
And so just to reiterate what was budgeted already in our packet,
Yeah.
and what was left for me, it was showing a rate of a grade 4. I don't know if you have a copy of the grades.
No, usually what we do is once we have a new job description is then we classify it.
Okay.
Or reclassify it. Sometimes we have a pretty good idea going in.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna need to volunteer to help classify that with you and Andrea. Is there anybody else that you would have do that?
It's up to them. They
Yeah.
could both do it.
That's true.
I mean, sometimes I think when we did the change for Deb's, I think 2 people from the senior center did it. I can't remember exactly whether you were one of them or.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't running any things then.
Yeah. So just to get, a few people's perspective.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I know that we wanted it to be non-benefited and just 19 hours. So-
Yep.
And that would work perfectly for what we need this person to do.
Right, and we're still thinking that this is mostly to really take off of the director some of the food or most of the food preparation and all
Set
of.
up, all of that.
And
Yeah.
helping with setting up for activities
Yeah.
and breaking down for activities.
Moving furniture,
Yeah.
washing dishes.
Yeah. The only thing that I noted being older is there's different words that are used, like elders, elderly, seniors. I don't know if there's I think that was the only thing that kind of popped out at me, just as what do we refer to people
I think it was
as?
in the town wording. I think that was from the town wording.
Well, she's just saying the different ones in the same job description. Is there
Yeah.
a preference that you guys would want to be
So-
consistent with?
The Mass Council on Aging actually recommends using the word older adult.
Okay,
Oh, that's worked.
okay.
So I could go
'Cause then-
revise that and change them to older adult.
Yeah, just where we see seniors or elderly, we could just say.
Because I
That's
think
an
we had a
easy yes.
discussion a couple of years ago about trying to attract people or wanting to connote that we're open to people, that you don't have to be a certain age or a certain viewpoint,
Yeah.
a certain picture that we might have in our heads, right? So if we could just change that, I think that would be helpful. Okay, that was the only thing I noticed. And I'm a little bit more sensitive to it now that I'm of a certain age. Now that I'm an older adult. Okay, quote unquote. I'm going to use that. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the job description as amended.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Great. Who wants to classify from the select board?
I'll do it.
Okay. David will do it.
All right, I'll get
You
that
wanna do it?
stuff
No,
out.
no, no, I've done enough. I'll do it. Dan doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
I'll hold off.
All right. We'll shoulder the burden that Dan does not
Dan
want to
has
take
a
on.
packet to read himself, though. You have a packet of stuff to read right now.
That's
Yes.
right. He
Yes,
has an
thanks somebody
assignment.
was hold on to it for a millennium, I think.
Okay, we're giving ourselves a hard time, in a good way. Okay, so we'll do classification. So I'm assuming it'll be you two or a reasonable substitute, Andrea and David, and hopefully we'll get this done in time for the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll send out
Okay.
the stuff. Pretty self-explanatory, but feel free to ask any questions. And
Okay.
Yeah.
then we look at it and then we can compare. And some of us have done it a number of times, so we kind of got the hang of it, but if it's new to you, sometimes it,
New to me.
yeah.
It'll take a little getting used to, but once you get going, it's interesting. I kind of like it myself.
Well, I helped out a little bit when we were hiring Deb Ryder. But
Perfect.
I wasn't running anything, so, but I helped with this.
But now you're running stuff, Meg, so good. Okay, so we'll shoot for having classification at the next meeting then, and
And right, once they classify it, then you advertise it.
Okay.
Great,
Yeah.
that's great.
yeah, so we want to turn around on that so you guys aren't
Waiting
held
on
up.
it.
Yeah, that would be
We would like to
wonderful.
have someone soon so that
Yeah.
can really help with picking up a lot of the heavy lifting,
Yep,
as far as the amount of work.
yeah, especially going into fall and winter and more people will
Oh,
probably
we'll have
be.
lots more programs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks very much for
Yeah,
coming in.
thank you for your time.
How long have you been here now, Jennifer?
2 months.
How's it going? Like, are you
Excellent.
Oh, look at Meg's like, okay.
love it.
I see the look, yeah. Good.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it. so.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back in front of the board so soon.
Yeah.
So we can just have a little chit chat about how stuff is going,
Yeah.
so.
She's been
yeah.
very proactive in bringing new ideas and things, and it's just,
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll return the favor and get going on the classification and get that on the next agenda.
Great.
Okey doke.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too, thank you. All right, review and approval of warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve the August 5th, 2026 payroll warrant of $109,912.22.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Aye.
you. And I'll entertain a motion to approve the August 5th, 2026 vendor warrant of $1,130,208.02. This includes the PVRS assessment, insurance, EMS cost transfer, and the sewer cost transfer.
Those are the indirect payments.
So
And I was
moved.
wondering what that is.
Seconded.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I thought, okay. Who seconded that? Oh, okay,
Shane.
she did. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
all right. Good to have those payments. Okay. And review and approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve July 28th, 2026 minutes.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye. I abstain.
One abstention? I'm an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great, thanks. All right, senior center activities assistant job description, check. Select board personnel classification assignment,
That was for the senior center.
correct, but I also just wanted to have a discussion about, I'm doing the one for fire, by the way,
Okay.
for all the fire ones, if anyone else wants to join that.
I abstain from that one.
I
yeah.
know, that's why I'm not really looking at you. I'm already done. We're looking to meet, I talked with Mike Quinn, we're looking to meet with Skip and Mike this week to get it over the finish line. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I was doing it. Is there any interest going forward in having one person do classification on a regular basis? Or you want me to keep, I just wanted to check in with the board. Do you want me to keep whenever a description comes up? Bring it up?
If you're interested,
Okay,
give everybody a shot.
is that true?
Sure. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'm just kind of following
No, that's
David's
okay.
lead. Okay.
Fine.
All right, that's done. Fire department update, next steps. So I went back through mostly select board minutes, but also notes with the consultant that I had taken at different interim meetings. And I wanted to make sure you had this. I did send it to Skip and Mike Quinn, and I know they've looked at it. What I wanted to point out, so this basically highlights what's been accomplished over the past year. That's the right-hand column. And then all of the detail from the minutes, some of which is repetitious, is in the middle column. So that shows, to me, what that shows is there's still some outstanding things. So I put those under the TBD on the first page. And the one that's of special focus right now is the middle one where it says TBD, next steps for personnel-related tasks. Okay?
Yep.
So one is to finish classifications of job descriptions. So Andrea and I are done. Mike and Skip want to get that done this week. And then were you able to reach Morgan on the finance committee?
Not yet, but I will
Okay.
poke her again.
Okay, because we want to turn around on that. There is a secretary slash clerk for the fire department, and I'm thinking that might need a job description, so we can go over that with Mike. And I don't think it's had a job description up to this point. And then as a result of making the job descriptions and the classifications, we'll then take a closer look at hourly wage. I think our initial skim of the salary grid, assuming my classification holds up, I don't think there's going to be a major change to the budget, for example. But there are a few stipends that the department uses that we wanted to take a look at, especially for handing off from Skip to Mike. Any sort of contracts, as well as anything that affects the budget. Again, I'm not anticipating major changes to the budget, but it's worth a double check. I tend to be a double and triple checker. We also, based on the last meeting, talked about an auxiliary volunteer role slash function and a review of that with town council. Something that came from the discussion with the consultant, with the fire chief consultant, Russ Anderson, was making sure that if you have employees that there's a very strong volunteer spirit and approach on the fire department, and that can create problems from an employee loss standpoint. So the suggestion was to create a simple approach and possibly give a small stipend at the end of the year based on the number of tasks completed, or the number, I think this has to do, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this has to do with the weekly chores that people have. Those haven't necessarily, they've volunteered their time for that.
So yeah, we volunteer time for truck maintenance. We call it cleanup. So
Yeah,
every month there's a group of guys, and we get there's 4 groups, so we rotate through. We have to go to the station, make sure all the equipment's ready for use,
Right.
make sure the trucks are running in an appropriate manner, make sure all the backs and all the equipment is working. So we'll do 4 weeks, we'll do a full month, and then the next group of guys will do another month. So
right.
that's
So you guys rotate through it.
That's part of
Yeah.
the volunteer process currently, as it's been since I've been on, and
Right,
since before time.
right,
And then, other functions like meetings aren't, sometimes they get paid at the end of the year if there's leftover funds, but generally
Right.
we don't get paid for meetings or for trainings,
right.
so.
So that prompted a discussion with the consultant and Mike and mostly Skip at that, because it came up earlier in the year, from an employee law standpoint, to if people are employees of the town, to be asking them to do things for free can be problematic. So the suggestion was to do a simpler, how many tasks are getting done, and people basically sign up and check those, I assume check them off in some way, right? And so then at the end of the year, just based on their participation in that volunteer program, to get a stipend, a small stipend.
Which is
Again.
kind of what you're
But-
doing if you say there's money left at the end of the
Yeah.
year for attending meetings.
So we wanted to,
Similar idea.
yeah, so we wanted to formalize that. I think, especially in talking with Mike, I think all of the elements are already there to be following closely employee law. It's just making sure that they're documented and they've made the transition. So, am I making sense?
And I don't think it's
Okay.
about volunteering, because employees can volunteer to
Yeah.
do things. It's about requiring volunteerism.
No.
Unvolunteered volunteering?
Yeah. That's, and then.
Well,
that
it
just
becomes
needs to-
part of the job
Yeah.
and that's.
So if
the-
somebody wants to still volunteer and not take that stipend, that's fine too. But the point is, I think if they're an employee, you can't require them to volunteer time.
Yeah.
It becomes squishy. If
Understood.
you're
I
gonna
mean-
hold them, right.
You're put on a cleanup crew, whether you show up or not, that's up to you. But
But you could make
we still have to
it,
get the work done, so that,
right, so you could make some advantage to doing it by
Right.
having something at the end of
Yeah.
the year.
Also, it's important.
Well,
to-
then that means you keep
Yeah.
track of how many people are there and how many hours or whatever
But they
you're
already
doing.
we already do that.
You already do that?
Yeah.
Not so much
That's
the
what I
hours,
mean,
but we
they're all-
know, you're there for the cleanup, so we know that you're there, you
It
check
doesn't have to be
in.
hour, it can be a check.
Yeah, we know what you did for, whichever piece of equipment you do, you sign off on, so,
Yeah,
and we rotate through.
yeah. Sounds like we want to reward those people for doing their volunteer, or is this a legal thing that you wanted to make sure that they were
If
compensated?
If they come in because they're an employee, then we found a way to compensate them for that. Because if it's going to be used as some kind of tool towards their
Advancement.
performance or advancement or anything, then you need to say, you can't require somebody to do
That's
something.
right. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a reward so much as
Well-
compensation.
Yes.
Yeah.
it takes the spirit of volunteering out of it, unfortunately.
Well, but it
sometimes a
doesn't,
little
because
bit.
you're never gonna make the
Yeah.
money, you're not paying
No,
an
you're not
hourly
really, no.
wage. The idea is that, we've said that, you're not forced to do this, and if we are giving you some small compensation. Now, they can refuse it, they can say, I don't want it, and that's fine too. But I think it's like asking somebody in town hall, every other weekend, someone has to clean the town hall, and we're gonna rotate in money, and you must come, or we're gonna write it off on your performance evaluation. Well, that's, but you gotta do it for free.
No, yeah, I understand, as far as it's 100% volunteer, they do it out of the kindness of their heart.
Right,
as far as-
and we don't have to make
and
this a huge.
Nobody's forcing them to do this.
No,
It's the same thing as answering a call at night. If the call comes in, you have the choice to go or not go.
Again,
but you get paid if you go.
Correct.
So, no, but that's the point, is you get paid, that makes you a town employee,
Right.
so what we're saying
That
is.
protects everybody
if-
across the board.
And it's still gonna be in the volunteer spirit, because no one's making
No.
a ton of money off of this.
Yeah.
We're not talking,
I think
Up in
this
the
is
budget.
where this is the small solution that we came up with based
Yeah.
on what fire's already doing. It's in the volunteer spirit because they're never gonna make a ton of money on
No.
it. But on the same, it keeps us on the employment/compensation side of things for the town, and that's what we've been working through over the course of the year, is how to keep the volunteer aspect to it and not putting something onerous in place.
Right.
But the more, especially when I talk to Mike, it just seems like you guys, the fire department is already doing this, and then we just have to formalize it and document it, as we have been doing with the standard operating guidelines and other things. So I don't think it's a big deal, but I put it down there so we can check it off.
especially if they're already giving you something at the end of the year, if there's a
Yeah,
little
right.
money in the
Yeah,
budget.
just
So
like
the point
barbecue for these
is,
guys or something like
Right,
that,
it
they're
wouldn't
being
be-
somewhat compensated for their not ability, but for their volunteerism.
right, for their stepping up.
Yeah, yeah, and it sounds like making a lot about almost nothing, but I understand why we're doing it.
Yeah, because the other thing, my understanding is whether or not you get recommended to the select board for appointment is based on what you contribute to the fire department too. So I want to make sure, that's part of where this came from. Pardon me. Anything else on that?
No, it doesn't.
We'll bring it back anyway so you can so you can comment on it more. I put down update Corey if needed, because that's on the job descriptions. Talked to Mike today. Mike has been acting chief, and Skip has been admin chief. So we talked about changing acting chief to interim chief. Small but subtle step, acknowledging the transition. And then we also talked about doing a memorandum of understanding, and that just needs to be updated and brought back to the select board. So I have Skip's notes, and I just need to add my notes and then bring that back to the select board. So that's on the to-do list. There were some other things under, this was kind of just a list that I had put together back in December when, this is before Shane started, but Russ came before the select board with Skip, and we went through that, started to go through his report. There's things like inspections that I know get done. Code red is the alert system. So there's some things that are really associated with Skip that we wanted to make sure that we didn't forget about. I put hydrants down there just because we ended up getting a concern from the water company, and we were also concerned about the dollar amount associated with hydrants. So I just put that in there as something to take a look at. Also, there is a draft RFQ that Matt put together for Skip for an OPM for the fire building, so that needs to be picked up and run with. We also have had Skip as chair of the Emergency Services Building Committee for a long time. So we might want, the board may want to take a closer look at that. There's also regional committees and things that we might need to notify, or the new chief might need to notify. Emergency management is another responsibility / role that we'll just want to discuss right now. Skip is still appointed through the end of January on that. And then budget, there were a couple new account lines that were recommended. One was for training, and I forget what the other one was.
Capital planning. That's what you have on here.
Well, I have capital planning, that process, because there's new, I think I was alerted to the fact that there may be new fire trucks on the horizon. So if that's the case, I know the finance committee will want to see that laid out. And then that's basically it that needs to be done. And I just put a note at the top. These were things that the fire department already did, so I just don't have the dates on those. One was creating a 501c3, so they now have a Friends, I think it's called Friends of the Northfield Firemen Association, and they also transitioned paper records to ESO reporting software, so just need the dates on those so I can put them into the timeline. Questions, comments?
No?
Okay. Okay. Next.
Do you need a vote on the interim, the appointment for Mike and,
Do we want to do that
The
tonight or at the next meeting?
well, the question becomes what happens after the 14th.
Mike's still appointed through the end of January.
That's true, he could be.
Yeah. I thought we could actually do a little bit more of an official handoff, like with Mike
Yeah,
and Skip.
And Skip, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a better
Okay.
idea.
Let's get them together.
Okay.
for next meeting, we'll
Yep.
put that on there. Okay.
Also, I got invited to the fire department tomorrow night, so I'll walk through some of the next steps, and ways in which we can celebrate this transition as opposed to just having a task list. Okay. Review of select board policies. We're going back to an old topic. Not old, but back a few months when we had some free time. Do you guys want?
This is half of them, about approximately half of the select board
Right.
policies. They're sort of the newer, cleaner ones that I had. Becky's been helping me look for the old ones. We haven't found a lot of them, so we're retyping. They're technically still select board policies. Some of them may need some adjustment because they're old. Some of them you may find you don't need anymore because things have changed. But these are the current ones that seem to be ready to be reviewed. Maybe
Okay.
15 at a time, I guess.
Right. So let's try and get through these. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock. I think we have plenty of time.
And some of these, you guys will know.
We don't
because
have
they
any heavy
actually-
lifting after this,
Because
so.
you actually did some of these while you were all here, and some of them are relatively new, like the first one.
Do you want to just start at the beginning and work our way through?
Yes.
Okay. Access to town council, is there any? I've actually been following
I've
this
looked through
one for the last, I don't know, year and a half or so. So this one I feel comfortable with. In rereading it, I didn't see any changes, but,
That one's fine with me.
okay.
Yep. Do you want to vote on every single one or do it as a whole?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do you want?
No, you don't have to. These are approved. All you
Oh.
need to do is if you, I wanted you to review them all, make it official, because some of them are older, and then I can codify them. But I just wanted to give you guys the chance to look at them. But you don't have to vote them again only if you're making a change.
It's already been
Okay.
approved at one
It was
time.
approved in 2023.
Can we just put reviewed, like a review, we have effective December 19th, 2023. Can we just put like a reviewed colon with the date so it's clear they've been
Looked at.
touched? Okay. I think that would be helpful.
Would you
Especially,
put there reviewed by the select board and approved?
Well, we can do, we'll can find another word. If at the end you go through them all, make your changes, you can vote to blanket, re-accept or something.
okay,
And then
Sounds
we
like
can reaffirm, we can put
Okay.
reviewed and re-accepted on,
okay.
and we'll update it so that they know it's been last looked at.
That'll be easier for Becky too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and the second one is appointment. Did you have anything, Shane, before we
No.
move? Okay. Appointment to elected board/committee. Ooh, there's a typo. Becky, did you get that? /commission vacancies. This is fairly recent, and it was actually brought up by Bernie Boudreau because I think it was the Board of
Board of
Health.
Health.
Yes, the Board of Health. There is a Massachusetts general law that indicates vacancies when somebody on an elected board resigns or is not, there's a failure to elect. Let's say somebody doesn't run. So this covers, the only one I found out this year that it doesn't cover is the Veterans Memorial Committee, because that one has its own set of Mass General
Because
laws.
Is it, would be Mass General law or federal?
No, it's Mass
Mass,
General law.
okay.
Yep. Yep. There's actually a Mass General law for the Veterans Memorial Committee.
So that should be put in here someplace, right? Refer to.
We can, that might be helpful.
Although it does say elected board committees other than those stated above in section 11. And section 11 is the Mass General law, so it
Okay,
does refer back to it.
It's covered.
Yep.
So they probably don't have to send a notification to the select board to fill a vacancy because they're,
No, actually, I think they can just do,
right,
the
they're
board.
noted in probably in section
Yeah.
11 of the Mass General law.
Okay, any questions or changes to this other than correcting the misspelling? Oh, what are we calling the new form on the boards and committees opening? Is it the volunteer application?
What is it called now?
The new one, it's called,
Yeah, it's not
Citizen.
citizen interest anymore. It's the boards, I believe it's boards and committees volunteer,
you can go grab it.
yeah. It's online.
So change submit a citizen interest form to whatever that is.
But you have a copy of a new one in your.
Volunteer
Do we
application.
have a new one?
Yep, boards and committees volunteer application. And just as a reminder for folks at home, it's online. It's really easy to fill out. And when you fill it out, it goes to our town administrative assistant and then it gets distributed. Okay, so if we can just change that as well.
From, yeah, citizen interest
So
form to
this-
boards and committee
Right.
volunteer application.
So this lines up with what we see on the website.
Okay.
Anything else on here? These are minor.
Nope, only
Nope.
those
Not on that
Line
one.
correction.
Okay,
I'm going to change the town secretary to
Yes.
admin assistant.
yes, please. Minor edits, okay. Okay, oops. Are we good? Okay, citizens' concerns and public participation. Questions, comments?
So just a question, it says it's concerning portion of the meeting, which will total 15 minutes. So if we have more than 5 speakers, they're going to move to the next meeting, or will we allow them to finish up? If each person took 3 minutes, we had 6, 7 people.
I think that's the discretion of the
Chair.
chair. So if you needed another 5 minutes, but if you all of a sudden
Yeah.
have 40 people, she might say, oh, we got to
Next meeting.
make a
Yeah.
special meeting for this, or move some of you to the next meeting.
We have, I can honestly say we haven't gone over 15
Yeah.
minutes. If there is I do recall being chair during Soulfest time when there was a tremendous amount of citizen input. Then what we did is we scheduled the whole meeting just for citizen input.
Okay.
So we'll kind of adapt to the situation, but generally the 15-minute limit hasn't been a problem. And when we have had multiple people, I've also asked, is there somebody who's going to say something different, right? Just to make sure that if there's like 10 people, then we can kind of make sure we're not using the first 5 spots for the same thing. But normally it hasn't been a problem. Anything else? And there is discretion from the chair. That's in Mass General Law too.
No, it seems to work, so.
Yep. I just reviewed the whole thing, so.
Okay. All right, Code of Civil Conduct.
This is what I'm gonna get to.
This is an older one.
It's been around a while. We did modify it a little bit, I think, just before I started, because we have to be careful with new rulings on
Free speech.
Um,
That's why if you notice on this comes up on the prior one, because of constitutional principles and also a SJC ruling, the board does not have the authority to prevent all speech that may be upsetting and/or offensive made during the public comment period. So that applies under Code of Civil Conduct as well. Is there anything else from a town hall perspective that
Right, and we have.
employees would like to see,
We
or?
have added, they do all have it hanging either by their office or on their counter, so if someone's getting a little hot under the collar, they can say, calm down, please, let's be civil, we have a policy, let's try to. But it also then allows them, if someone gets really uncivil, they can call the police to come and help the person calm down or leave the building, because we do have a policy. This person is now violating a policy, and they could be asked to take a step back, take a deep breath, whatever it is that needs to be done. And by having that rule, it gives the police some
That's an
ability
excellent.
to interact,
The code of
to
conduct.
intervene,
I
because
think we've
otherwise.
only had to do that with
One person.
person.
Okay.
Anything else on
No,
that?
that looks good.
Okay. Code of conduct for elected and appointed officials, boards, committees, and officers.
Yeah, this one already, this one's 15 years old. I think it must have been brought on because boards weren't being civil to each other. I'm not sure exactly
Could have been.
how you act on your board, I think is more.
Sandy
is-
will know.
She probably knows exactly why it happened.
I don't see a problem with this one. It is
Yeah.
old. Is the ethics law still chapter 268A?
I think so, yes.
I mean, if someone wanted to check it out and make sure we're up to date on the
Can check
law, and just put in if it's been changed to change it. Other than that, everything here looks acceptable.
Okay. All set, shall we move on?
Yep.
Okay, code red notification policy.
I just updated that one too.
Yeah, we did go through a good cycle back in 2022,
Andrea, are these on
2023.
the website yet or no? Or
No, I'm
not?
trying to get them codified.
Get it so you
Well, they were in various places. Some are on Xerox. So the idea is if we get them typed in and actually in the same format, then we can actually put them out. Because otherwise because they were done in years and years. Some of them are from the 90s or some are
So
quite
this-
old.
Well, that's a good point in question, Dan, because the point of going through this is if we go through and say, okay, we've reviewed the following as of 2026, then when it goes online, people aren't looking at it going, wow, that's a really old one. I wonder if
Yeah,
anyone's
look it
looked
in.
at it. Yeah.
And should we have some place that we would review these, we have to review these every 4 or 5 years or so? Should we maybe make a policy for that to review?
We can think
the
about
code?
it. If you guys
I mean,
wanna
that would
do a
be,
review.
I think up to the board if they wanted to look at it every 3 years or so.
I would say every 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3
That's
years.
basically, when I look at the dates where we,
I'd
Well,
push it
so-
out, I'd push it out to every 5. I mean, some of the stuff just moves slowly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it doesn't
But
change.
It
It's
sh-
all
it should
type
be
of-
calendared, just like batteries and your
Yeah.
smoke detectors. Just
Yeah.
check them, check the policies and procedures.
However, at any given time, if something comes up that needs to be changed,
Then we just
would
pull
do
that
it.
individual
Oh, yeah.
policy and put it
Yeah.
on the agenda,
Yeah.
which is also what
That's
we've
fine.
done. Okay. All right, code red notification policy. We updated this, I'm comfortable with this, we updated it because we needed to have somebody other than
Skip.
Skip, and also, I think this came from Sarah, as a matter of fact, so that we could send out a reminder about voting, for example, allows the town clerk to send out.
Right, I think you clarified non-emergency use.
Yeah.
That section in particular
Yep,
is clarified.
exactly. Okay, are we good?
Yep.
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 Okay, criminal offender record information. Speaking of Corey, do we need to run this by town council?
I think it has been, that's why it's worded the way it is. There's certain very strict laws about.
Right, but this is back in 2015. I mean, it looks fine to me. Can we just,
Wouldn't hurt to have Jeff look at it.
just a
Yeah,
double
so there's
check
been-
on,
No, I had it.
yeah.
11
Right,
years.
let's double check that one.
Yeah.
Because it's mostly procedural and has to follow Mass General Law, so we could have opinions
So that
about
would be
it.
all of Corey, even the commercial
Yeah.
offenders.
Right, and we're kind of looking at
Criminal,
Corey
criminal.
because one of the things I have right now is I had a department meeting. We're talking about the personnel policy, which will be coming
What?
your way.
Wait a minute, what did he say?
No.
He said commercial offenders.
Criminal offenders, I'm sorry.
Commercial
Okay,
offenders.
we're just gonna get that
They're the
laugh
worst.
out before we
Especially
move
their
on.
theme songs.
Gotta find them, right? Like 877?
So anyway, so we're looking at
That's a whole new
And one of
policy.
the things we're updating is who's quarried and who's not quarried, and
Oh, that'd be, yeah.
Becky's working on a chart to kind of get straight, because some are done every 2 years, some are done every 3 years, and we had to switch over who could do a quarry, because, you know, Sandra did the quarries, and now Becky needs to do the quarries. And so we're straightening out, because there are some people that should have been quarried, I think, routinely, or maybe not just on hire, who weren't being quarried, just
Okay,
falling through. So we're updating the personnel policy, so this will be more and more in line with it, especially if you find something. I have never done that, but someday you might.
okay. All right, so
So it's good.
on Corey, to sum up, we're gonna have, you're gonna check in with Jeff.
Yes.
Our town council, and let's put it on the agenda at a later point to
Review it.
just review what kind of system, and so we're up to speed on which positions need to do it every year, which
Yeah.
do every 3 years.
Another
Just-
spreadsheet.
Yep. Okay, all the fun stuff. Designer selection procedures. We did this right before the public safety complex went, right?
Yes, you reviewed it, because that's why it's a 2021.
Yep.
Surprise, you've lived through it.
Correct, and we've utilized this more than once.
Yeah, and it is Mass General Law, the designer selection process for,
We just did it.
Yes, and this was what we used as criteria?
yes.
Okay.
It's the law.
Okay,
And I would say that that would be okay also.
okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one then? Yes? No?
Just make
Yes.
sure the law hasn't changed in the last 5 years.
Okay. Can you double check that one with Jeff too?
Yeah,
Or-
I mean, this one,
Or we just followed this, so,
But we just followed it.
yes, it's,
for the OPM?
Yes.
this is for RFQs for
Let's move on.
designers.
Okay, let's move on. All right, disposal, am I on the right page?
Yep.
Disposal of town property valued at less than 5,000. We've also been doing this one on a regular basis too. I don't see a date on it.
Yeah, it may be that there was no date in the document that I had. So it doesn't have one, so we could certainly put in that it was affirmed as of today's date. It was adopted at some point, but
Yep,
doesn't make sense to go back and spend a lot of time figuring out when.
okay. Sale of surplus property. Do we still have to do advertising in print?
It's here.
We don't use that process. We actually use municipal bid service if it's something that we want to advertise to sell, which meets
Shall we-
all the requirements of state law.
Shall we update 2.3 then?
Yeah, maybe, because Recorder Gazette,
Okay, let's get some language around that.
But, or venues for advertising shall be one or more of the following. You can do all this and then just, or add approved, I'll get the state municipal bidding service.
Okay, so we're gonna add that.
Yep,
Yep,
Okay.
Give it an option.
because there's a couple of them, but we use one in particular.
I think I would take Craigslist off.
Yeah, we
still a
probably
thing.
don't need Craigslist.
Okay.
Dial up.
yeah, yeah. Oh, geez.
It's been a while.
DSL. Okay, so that's gonna, we're just going to, all we're gonna do on 2.3 is remove
Craigslist
Craigslist.
and add approved state municipal bidding service.
I think instead of Craigslist and eBay, I would just say any appropriate
Yeah, I don't think you can-
auction slash
use eBay?
surplus website.
Internet best web
Let's leave it at
service
approved
program.
state municipal bidding,
Yeah.
municipal bidding service or site.
Okay.
Because the state has to approve them.
Okay,
Make
so
sure
we're
that they-
totally switching this out. You're not just,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I would not use eBay or those because they need to be approved by the state as meeting certain
Oh,
criteria
so
for
two-
outreach. to
okay,
be
so
bid.
just so I'm clear and everybody else at home, the 2.3 will be swapped out for the state bidding service.
I mean, we can still put the recorder in the newspaper if it's something small enough that we want to do ourselves. I would leave them, it says one or more of the following. But for the most part, if it has any value of any size, mostly the highway stuff, we use the municipal bidding service.
Correct.
It's approved by the state.
Is most of the highway stuff less than 5,000? We haven't had anything really over 5,000 by the time he's done with
Often
it.
if it's a truck or something, if you can do a trade-in, so you're not selling it.
Okay, okay, so it still works. Okay, so that one, you're gonna clean
And
up,
if you're selling to another municipality, you don't have to bid it.
right, which
So
he's
between
also done too.
municipalities, you
Yeah,
don't have to bid.
yep. Okay, emergency closing, severe weather policy. This is an oldie.
Good 10 years.
This is mostly affecting employees. Is this still the way that is this still working?
Yeah, pretty much. We figure out if the school's going to be closed. Sometimes, like, we don't generally need to close unless the school's closing. I mean, there's no reason that we're in when they're not. If the roads are that bad that they don't want people on them, they don't want people on them.
Right. That's kind of the bellwether for the rest
and
of
so we will just let everybody know if somebody wants to not come in due to weather. We've also set it up, everybody has the ability to work from home now. So some people will do a half day.
Mm-hmm.
They'll work from home because they have their computer, or they'll take their time if they don't want to come in if we're going to be open. So, yeah, we pretty much, sometimes if the weather gets bad, we do close the town hall and then everybody leaves. If it's, but
Okay,
periodic, it's not too routine.
okay. Any other questions or comments on this one? Next?
Nope.
I'm good.
Emergency designer selection
Here
policy.
we go again.
Yeah.
You'd think that
I-
spell check would catch those.
So this is 2013.
Before spell check.
Yeah, I know, probably.
I don't remember ever having the select board have to use this in the last 6 years.
No, what this is something like
Like if you have,
Hurricane Irene.
oh, okay.
So in an
you're actually doing
emergency-
emergency work.
Right,
Okay.
you have to do something immediately for help, for safety. You don't have time to go through a RFQ, but you need to bring somebody on board to help you, an engineer or somebody to fix something immediately, because it's a structural thing. It doesn't happen very often, fortunately,
Oh,
knock on wood.
very good.
But if it were to happen, if there was some damage to a town building or infrastructure, how do you get a designer right away without bidding them?
Okay.
And that's the emergency part.
Okay.
The only thing I would do on this is maybe highlight the emergency part.
Well, I was just going to say, can you or Becky take what you just said and put it under the purpose? Because that will basically cover
Well,
why you would use this to begin with. Right?
yeah.
Is that okay with you guys?
I just do it as emergency infrastructure without, like I said, without time for
Yep.
safety and,
Or you could actually use, you have purpose and then definition on the next one. I'm just looking ahead. So emergency procurement policy.
That would be similar to what we just did, right?
right. That's to actually buy something without having to go through full bidding process in the
I see these,
actual
this one is not dated. Is this something new? Both of them are not dated. Is that
No,
something new? It was
where?
It
not.
says emergency procurement's January 3rd, designer's January, they're both January
2013.
3rd,
2013.
Oh,
up on the top.
oh, okay. I've seen that from behind.
Okay.
And it'll be the same, threat to public health, safety, welfare exists.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see how that's.
That's happened, like again, it happened during Irene when you have to get fill, or you have to hire somebody to remove debris, and you just don't have time to procure either the service or the material that you have to do to.
Is this, do we tie in during, just side question would be, do we tie in with FERCog in these, in emergency situations
No,
for
generally-
procurement? Okay, so
Yeah.
this, all right. So on the designer one, we're just going to add a brief paragraph at the top, correct the misspelling. Emergency procurement policy doesn't change.
Right, it'll be something similar to that I'll put at the top of
Yep.
the other one. I'll just change it to talk about infrastructure as opposed to products.
Procurement, okay. Exercising municipal rights. This one is, I'm not really,
It's an
I
interesting-
don't really feel comfortable even explaining this one.
Okay, so this is if someone has their land in chapter 60, 61A or 61B, and they don't let it expire normally, like during the end of the year, they don't renew. If they want to take their land out of 61, now 61
Okay, yeah.
is protected status, either farming, recreation, for whatever reason, and they want to sell it, or they want to break off a piece, or they want to do something, they have, by going through 61 and getting that tax deferred status for however long they were in it, they have signed up for the idea that they have to notify the select board that they're going to do this, and that actually there's a process whereupon the town can consider exercising a right of first refusal. Because that's part of the 61 law.
I think we did this with something over
Way
in
back.
over on the west side.
And what normally happens is the attorney for the seller or whomever owns the property will give you a paragraph asking you to waive your 120 days.
Okay.
And sometimes the select board will be like, yeah, we don't want to buy that. Other times you want to reach out to a land trust or your conservation commission or somebody else and say, are we
Okay.
interested in this? So here's
The process.
policy, the
Okay.
process by which that gets done so that all the boards who could potentially weigh in get notified.
So this has been replaced at one time from 2009 to 2016. Was it because the law changed?
It probably was updated.
Is that something that we
Process,
probably
I'm not sure, I
should-
think the older
it's
process was more, not as
Okay.
spelled out.
Okay, well, it's been 10 years since.
Yeah.
Has anything changed? Should we have council look at it?
Do you want to add
Or is
that?
it such that
I
we
mean,
know nothing is changed?
A good portion of it is basically that what you have as rights under the law
Okay.
as the select board. It's not, you don't have a ton of discretion. Your process is, how do you notify your fellow board members and how do you get them involved so that they get a chance to look at it? The actual process that the select board has, the 120 days, that's law. But the town at some point decided that they wanted to go through this process to notify the other boards and committees should they have interest in pursuing this. Now, you have to remember, you gotta buy it. You have to meet their purchase and sale agreement. So you'd have to have funding somewhere, or it has to be a certain critical piece of property that the town really feels they have to have. Or a land trust might want to step in. So typically, what I've done, I think the one time that I did it, I notify all the boards and committees, but you also notify local land trusts. Hey, this has come up to the select board in
Okay.
Northfield. Anybody have any interest that we should do this? They look at their agenda. Land trusts have quarters and connections and everything.
Priorities
And if
and-
they feel they want to step in on behalf through the select board, they have to notify you and go through that process.
Okay.
Generally, it doesn't happen very often.
So this is a notification process on top of existing Mass General Law.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm comfortable with that. What about you guys?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, exit interview policy.
Yeah, we've been through this a number of times.
We've talked about this, even though the date is 2017. I know this was something when I was on the board with Alex and Heath that we talked about multiple times.
I have several of these filled out by former employees, so you have actually
Correct,
seen
so we've
some of
actually
those.
used it. So I'm
Yes.
comfortable with this one because I went through it at least twice. And then that, we ended up using the exit interview
And you have to remember, it
survey.
is optional, the way it is written. I don't know if you can make it mandatory when someone's leaving. They can just say, I'm not coming, what are you gonna do, fire them? But, so I always send it to them. I always say I'm willing to meet with them. Some people do it, some people want no part of it. And you can't really,
Can't force them.
Can't really force
That's
them.
where the discussion came from,
Right.
is the select board wanted the information and people didn't want to put it in writing. Okay, can we also, are you guys comfortable? I'm totally comfortable with this one.
The exit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Can we also, as a blanket, switch from Board of Selectmen to Select Board
does
too?
it still have that one hiding in there? We try to catch those. when we
Yeah,
really
that's on
can.
page 1 of exit interview policy, and it's also in the prior one too. So if we could just do a find and replace. Okay, that's a long one. Snow on town streets, we just did this.
Which one?
Snow on town streets, February 3rd, 2026.
That's why it's in the easy ones, because it's already been put in a format and updated.
That makes it easy.
Right, and
Yeah.
Tom brought that to us because that was something he felt that he needed. Okay, special municipal employee designation policy,
And you've done these.
correct. Is this another one where it's,
It's Mass General Law, Chapter
Yes.
268A, that grants you the ability to do special municipal employees in the small towns.
If it's, just a side question, if it's Mass General Law, why do we have a policy for it?
Generally speaking, I don't know why you adopted this, they adopted this in 2015, but generally speaking, they've decided to put, from what I can see, some kind of process in it, like they have to do it and there's something, but they,
Mhm.
but I couldn't tell you, this is
Well,
11 years ago, so.
yeah, I know. I think what it does is it pulls out a piece. Mass General Law covers a lot of territory in general. So this pulls it out and says, we need to make sure employees actually do this, which they have been.
And probably because it came up, and so they decided to have it as something that, since it keeps coming up, is easier to find than looking up Mass General Law, Chapter 268.
Okay, can you just double check Mass General Law, Chapter 268A, Section 17, just to make sure we're doing the appropriate references? I know we had to do that with the election vacancy at one point. Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Sustainable purchasing policy, we just did this one too. We have to do that one on a regular basis.
Yes.
Yeah,
That one comes from the Solid Waste District
okay, so we're good on that,
to get your little grant.
unless someone would like to discuss it further.
No,
Nope.
I think you beat that horse.
Okay, so we'll work on getting these updated. Do you want us to bring them back on September 1st and just vote them, these as
Yeah, yeah.
reaffirm?
Or if there's some major change, we would
Right,
just
that's why this
discuss
gives us
that.
a chance to get everything the way you've now said, and then we bring it back on
Let's just
September
do a
1st.
quick update at the next one.
Yep, just, no, here they are the way you
Yep.
wanted them.
Yep, nothing's changed, or we've,
Well, unless we
Yeah.
find something, and then we would
Yeah.
have to talk about that. But otherwise, it'll be the way you did it, and then you can just do a September vote.
Okay, and then as the old ones that are just on a piece of paper somewhere, as those get translated into a document, then we'll bring those forward too.
Yes, we're working
Okay.
on those. Those are taking a little more work because they need to be, some of them typed in, some of them
Retyped.
actually
Do you
looked
know
at.
approximately how many, do you remember approximately how many we have left to do?
This, I think, was 15, so you've got 16. Like,
Okay, so we've
split it
got-
in half.
Okay, all right. Let's do
Warrant.
that. Okey dokleys. All right, thanks, guys. Oh, vote and sign primary election warrant. Where is it?
Is it not
Do
in
you
the to
have
be
it?
signed folder? Oh, she's got it.
Oh,
Yep, she's
thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you.
is there a good pen over there? That one's a good pen? I'll give it right back to you.
Okay. All right, so this is the warrant for the 2026 state primary, which is Tuesday, which will lead into our next topic. Tuesday, the first day of September 2026, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the following purpose: to cast votes in the state primaries for the candidates of political parties for the following offices: Senator in Congress, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, Secretary of State, Treasurer, Auditor, Representative in Congress, Counselor, and Counselor is the one that recommends like judge appointments to the governor. Senator in General Court, Representative in General Court, District Attorney, Register of Probate, and Sheriff. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the select board to sign said warrant for the 2026 state
So-
primary.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We can just put it back in there. Thank you. Okay, next topic. So our next meeting, September 1st, happens to fall on the voting primary day. So we need to change it because we don't do meetings in town hall during voting to take away, you don't want anyone distracted from voting. That week do you guys have any preference for Monday the 31st or Wednesday the 2nd?
I'm good either day.
August 31st?
No.
August 31st or
Correct.
September?
Sorry, did I
I'm
say
out.
September?
I'm out the 31st.
2nd?
I mean, you can certainly have it without me.
Either one.
Either one works.
Okay, let's do the 2nd,
Okay.
so we can have David. Okay, easy enough.
Oh, guys.
I know, we'll miss you. Okay, Pioneer,
Yes.
Kate,
How does that interfere with
I
that?
can't be here on the second, so Bernardston here.
Shutsky, that's right.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think the second's good, now that I think about it. Little voice in my head, I just heard somebody say it's not gonna work.
Somebody just reminded you?
All right, so we're gonna rethink that or what?
Regroup.
Can you do it on Monday?
I can do the 31st.
Okay.
Okay, David, do you mind if we,
No, that's fine, I can't make it, that's all.
oh, damn it, okay.
I'll try, but I doubt it.
Sorry.
That's okay, no, I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Can't be in
Tom.
two places, so.
I didn't recognize your voice at first, I'm like, where's that coming from? Okay, so scratch that, it's gonna be the 31st instead, and we shall miss you, David. Okay, Pioneer Valley Regional School District, selection of municipal representative for negotiation process with collective bargaining units. The way this works is each of the 3 towns puts forth a representative, and they go to a meeting with the school committee on September 10th.
Right. I did get an email today, in case nobody here is interested in doing this,
Yep,
from Leiden, that they have someone on there, Catherine DiMatteo is interested in serving.
oh,
So
okay.
just don't feel you have to put someone forward if no one wants to do it, but also you
okay.
can put it forward and then you guys can meet and discuss.
Well, this is what I was
amongst
gonna say,
yourself.
this is my understanding of what happens is
Right.
usually 3 individuals, or however many of, 1 or 2 or 3 of the 3 towns have stepped forward, and then they decide amongst themselves who's going to be the one that sits
Represents
in,
all the select boards.
represents all 3 towns, select boards.
She's willing to do it.
Any, and then the challenge is staying abreast of, well, Patricia, the superintendent, has given a lot of advance notice, so, and I thanked her for that because I think in the past that was always a challenge. And what ends up happening is if you're selected, you need to go to the school committee meeting, but normally when they do bring in the municipal representative and discuss this, this will be during executive session, so it will be at the tail end of a school committee meeting. So I'm just going to warn people about that. That's where people have kind of fallen off. And I think at one point
Then you have to,
Heath was doing it and I had to step in, and then
you have to attend the bargaining sessions,
potentially,
if they don't have it, yes.
that's up to the school committee. Any,
May serve on the
Who would
regional
like to-
bargaining team.
would anyone like to step forward, at least to go to the initial meeting and have the conversation with the
On
school
the
committee in
10th?
Leiden? Yes, on the 10th.
So, I will not be in state on that
I'll be
day.
in Washington DC.
I will not be in Washington, I will be in a different state.
Okay,
I can do it.
you can do it? Okay.
Thank you, Shane.
I'm comfortable either way. Just want to say thank you to Shane and to Catherine. I've worked with Catherine, and I know Catherine's followed
Yep.
the district agreements quite closely. So if you decide that you can't do it from a time
And
standpoint,
you have to understand that they don't have to select a representative.
correct, we're volunteering.
Right, and then her note, it says, "It is my understanding that the school committee has never elected to make a municipal representative a member of the negotiation subcommittee."
Right, but what
but you will be. part
That
of
was
it.
my experience as well, but we ended up going in when they were presenting something to the rest of the school committee. We weren't on the negotiation.
It's sort of,
Yeah.
the tail end of it.
Yep. Okay, so Shane's gonna go, do you wanna forward that info?
I will.
Okay. Thank you, Shane.
Welcome.
Time off request, I'll entertain a motion. Has everyone had a chance to take a look?
Do you see it?
Okay,
Tim?
here you go.
Here, you want to see it?
No, I mean this one. Oh, it's it, okay.
Inland.
You good?
Yep.
Shane, did you look? You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the time off request as submitted.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Ooh, I'll sign that. Don't want to forget citizens' concerns. I just want to reiterate too on citizens' concerns, because it's in the policy, but also it's been brought up before, like when somebody does come and tonight nobody's here, we usually talk to people before the meeting starts and then figure out how and where I can place somebody earlier in the agenda. Topics not reasonably anticipated, I have none. Committee board appointments. Reappointments, I'll entertain a motion to reappoint Donald Baker to the Agricultural Commission, term expiring June 2029.
So moved?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye, thank you. And new appointment, thank you, Melissa. She actually asked me, all of a sudden we've got to run on Cultural Council, which is great. The timing is great because this is when the work starts. I'll entertain a motion to appoint Melissa King to the Cultural Council, term expiring June 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, you guys were Coke on you too.
What?
That was
You
close.
guys said it, it was like in unison almost.
It was like stereo.
All right, well,
We can get,
it was.
we can
I'll,
get.
I'll let it go to my senior.
Older adult. That's the phraseology we use.
I'm not gonna have a car left when I get outside now.
Wow. They're gonna duke it out in the parking lot. Okay. All righty. So did we take the vote? Yeah, we did. All
We
those
did.
in favor, aye. Okay,
Aye.
we're good. Thank you
Right.
for those reappointments and appointments. Announcements. Weekly office hours for the Emergency Medical Services, otherwise known as EMS, the building project with the owner's project manager. She's going to start, her name is Ann Ledwell. She's off to a good start. We already met with her and she's already submitting various, what was it? Is it an RFQ or RFP? I always confuse those two. We're
She's
doing for the
soliciting
designer.
quotations.
Solicit-
Yeah.
For the designer, yes, that one's
Yep.
an RFQ.
Yep. She's going to start holding office hours every Wednesday, starting September 9th from 3 to 6. So if people have questions, she'll be in the conference room opposite
yes.
the town clerk.
Yes, yeah.
Great. Okay, recognition for service. The select board received an email from the Recreation Commission and Recreation Director. I just wanted to do a little shout out because she stepped in at the last minute. So we're doing a shout out for Summer Program Director Amanda Zellman, who came in at the 11th hour as interim director, and then we made her director, I think, like 2 weeks later. She steered the ship, so to speak, to include a record number of kids this July, with 2 weeks capping out at the 35 kid maximum. So they've had lots of repeat customers and many happy faces. Because of transportation costs, she brought a lot of entertainment to the kids, including a face painter, the New England Center for Circus Arts, a dog agility demo, a petting zoo, a Muay Thai clinic, I think that's martial arts, and more. And also a shout out and thank you to the Northfield Police, EMS, and Fire, and Friends. They were back again this year with the bike rodeo, which if you haven't seen those videos on, and also Amanda did a great job publicizing those, and then following up with great pics and videos. So my favorite always is when the kids are on the bicycles trying to beat the radar gun. I think one kid got up to like 17 miles an hour on his bike. The Commission would also like to thank Assistant Director Matt Singh for holding down the fort on days when Amanda had to tend to her primary job, and to Sarah Conaway for keeping the kids creative with arts and crafts. And the new summer staff worked out super. That included Lexi. Can you just shut that? Yeah. Lexi Sonieski, Sarah LaRoque, and pinch hitter Noah Gamache. Last but not least, they had a record number of families in need, and they couldn't have done the summer program without almost $5,000 in financial aid this year, thanks to the former Northfield Kiwanis Club, the Great River Challenge, 2 anonymous donors, First Light, Greenfield and Northampton Cooperative Bank, the Centennial House Bed and Breakfast, the Northfield Golf Course, Greenfield Savings Bank, the Northfield Creamy, the Abigail Stratton Trust Fund, and Jim and Kim Mitchell. So just a big thank you to all of the people that we named, and thanks for Amanda for jumping in and pulling it all together, along with the fabulous Rocking Recreation Commission and Director. Okay, any other shout outs? Nope.
Not at this time.
Okay, I'm just gonna encourage people, I've said this to department heads too, that I always am looking for like positive news, and also if we've lost somebody, that's nice to recognize that person.
I hate to do this. You talked about reviewing the select board meeting. You need to start thinking about fall town meeting
Oh, okay,
and your calendar.
okay. So that will be coming up.
Next
Oh.
time?
Because that's November, and believe it or not, the next time you meet is September.
Okay, so
Or August 31st now.
shall we take a stab at it at the next meeting?
Yes,
And then,
it would be good to set that date so we can start getting that done.
Yep, okay.
Put that in.
Excellent,
mind.
thank you. All right, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session under, let's see, it's almost 7:15, under MGL, Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, lowercase a, 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, in this case, the Emergency Medical Services Chief.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, and then we need to do a roll call vote. So Dan, you
Dan
start.
Campbell says yes.
David, yes.
Oh, and not to return to open session.
Dan
Dan.
Campbell says yes.
David says yes.
He says yes.
Shane Duclos says yes.
Here we go. We shall exit at 7:13. Thank